Hi, I'm Sharon. Today I will talk about the factors influencing organizational structure in projects. I will go through the overview, explanation of the findings as well as conclusions. To begin with overview, I will discuss a few organizational structures and culture. First of all, organizations are formed by groups of people with the purpose of achieving effects that one person cannot achieve individually. And organizational structure is the way how a company sets up, and it is usually defined using a hierarchy chart that shows how groups or functions report within the organization. Here is the definitions of organization and organizational structure. Moving on, project organizational structure. According to APM, an organization in a project management context is the structure to manage the project, program, or portfolio, and the environment where we execute and operate in order to achieve the common goals. Coursework identifies a four-man project organizational structure and project managers working of them: functional, projectized, matrix, and virtual. We'll discuss the pros and cons of these structures as well. The first one is the functional structure, which is a hierarchical organizational structure where employees are grouped in their specialized areas. They are supervised by a functional manager who has more authority than the project manager. Because employees are grouped by their skills, they can achieve the highest degree of performance. Based on their skills, they can produce quickly with more confidence and reducing mistakes. The hierarchy is very clear, and employees don't have to report multiple supervisors, which makes the communication more accurate. However, the decision-making process are slow because every functional manager has his or her opinions. Also, this structure leads poor horizontal coordination within departments because the functional managers and team members only care about their departments. The second one is the projectized structure, which arranges the activities into projects, programs, or portfolios. The project manager is responsible for the project and has full authority over it. Each team member needs to report to the project manager. The company gives project manager as much power as needed to complete the project. The authority line is clear as team members report to the project manager directly. This also leads strong and effective communication within the team. Due to single authority, less time is consumed in communication, so we can respond to clients' concerns fastly. However, project managers can be arrogant because they have full authority and power over the team. Also, the work environment can be stressful because there's always a deadline for the project. The cost of employees and equipment can be higher because the company has to hire skilled people and specialized tools. The third one is the matrix structures, which is generally a structure combining functional and projectized organizational structures. The reporting relationships are set up as a grid, so employees have to report to both functional managers and project managers. Resources can be used effectively and efficiently as experts, and equipment can be shared across projects. Employees are in contact with many people, so we can speed up the decision-making process. However, when both functional and project managers give the team members different priorities, conflicts happen between routine work and project work. Also, the conflict for employees' career goals can happen, such as they have to decide staying in the projects or having the option of progressing into a senior functional role. The last one is virtual structures. This type of structure is project teams work in the virtual way over the internet. This allows people from different countries, time zones, and cultures to work together. This is useful because the requirements can be responded quicker online. Also, people with wider skills among the world can be hired, which means the cost is effective and the communication is efficient during work. However, different countries and time zones can sometimes cause misunderstandings and conflicts. As a result, virtual structure needs to be well organized with proper culture and leadership. There are several definitions of culture that we have discussed in the lecture. In short, culture is born out of the groups instead of individual. Also, culture encompasses people who are with similar beliefs and life experiences and so on. According to Handy, there are four classes of culture. The first one is power culture, which means that all the decisions are made by the top management. Second, the role culture is applied when roles are delegated among the structure. People are given responsibilities and power, but only to a certain extent. The main decision power still exists at the top, but there is more discussion with others. Next one is the task culture, that is a matrix structure. Makes it functional with project objectives. It is difficult to place power here as more than one person has the power. The last one is called person culture. This type of culture refers to when the person has more power, everyone in the organization is equal. After looking at different organizational structures and cultural types, we can look into the factors that affect them. The first one is the size of the organization. The number of people working in a company indicates its size. It is observed that large organizations differ structurally from small ones in terms of division of labor, rules and regulations, performance appraisal, and budgeting procedures. Second is strategy. This factor looks how the business works. If the companies encourage delegation and value employees' interest, skills, and long-term goals, the companies will be more like being projectized structure for people with different culture and specific skills. Next is interaction with clients. The interaction and relationship with clients plays an important role for affecting the project organizational structure. We always put much more attention and resources to the projects with the clients when we connect closely. These clients have a great influence on the project itself, as the top management will decide how many resources are put in the project. The next one is resource management. If the companies have few resources available, they will not be able to choose a projectized structure due to costs and resource concerns. This kind of company may implement a relatively simple, for example, functional or simple matrix structure. The last one is location. The location of doing a project also matters. If the location of a business cannot access a specific skill set, the project team may use a virtual structure to gather the team member from all of the world. In conclusion, the organization and project team should be very clear about the global project framework, roles and responsibilities, stakeholders' appetite, companies' attitudes, as well as working with people from different backgrounds, culture, and discipline. With all the required information involved, project manager can propose a more appropriate plan for resource management and carry out the best outcome for the company. And here is the references that I used for this presentation. Thank you.